This is a PL-89 gematriatic quantum thought calendar for Thursday, the first day of Cheshvan, or some call it Mar Cheshvan, 5786, and it is Yom Chamishi, Thursday, Yom Chamishi, the first day of Mar Cheshvan, and it is Thursday, October 23rd, 2025. The parsha of the week is Parshas Noach, and the daf yomi for today is Sevachim 39. This is a gematriatic quantum thought calendar, which includes several calendars all in one. It includes the solar and lunar calendars. So the primary solar calendar is the Gregorian calendar. 365 days is the calendar that we use. That it's October 23rd today, and a lunar calendar. Both the Hebrew and Islamic calendars are lunar calendars. In fact, today is Rosh Chodesh, or it's getting dark now, but it was Rosh Chodesh, the first day of Cheshvan, or Mar Cheshvan, and it is also the first day of in the Islamic calendar of Jumada, and it's Jumada Jumada al-Awwal, or it's also known as Jumada al-Ula. And this it means, Jumada means, it's a name is derived from an Arabic word for dry or parched, reflecting the pre-Islamic calendar's association with the season of drought, meaning it was very hot. But despite the name, the month occurs in different seasons each year, because the Islamic calendar is lunar, and unlike the Hebrew calendar, it doesn't have anything to intercalate, to balance it. Maybe it does intercalate, but it doesn't balance it. It doesn't keep things in place. The Hebrew calendar keeps spring in Nisan and spring every year. So as the drift happens over the years, there's one intercalated year to keep it in check, to bring it back, to reset it, keep it in spring. But otherwise, it's the same number as the Hebrew calendar. It's usually a day or maybe a day off. If there's 2 days Rosh Chodesh, sometimes there's 1 day Rosh Chodesh, so the Islamic calendar gets 1 day ahead, or as it was back in Av. Safar was 1 day ahead, I think. But anyway, it's a lunar solar calendar, and it is also a Julian calendar, which is 13 days behind. So today is October 10th. It's always like you go 2 weeks before, but a day ahead. Like today's Thursday, you should go Friday, and then almost 2 weeks ago. That's how you calculate the Julian. So you think about Friday, October 10th, and it's like just about 2 weeks ago. So 13 days. That accounts for the 11-day loss, and then some. It's the 11-day loss that happened when the Gregorian reform happened back in 1582, when the calendar that we have, the reason that we're on October 23rd, really what it said was 11 days earlier. But the correction made it jump 11 days, but they never accounted for those 11 days. So it's just those 11 days, so like numerically, there was just a certain amount of time, no matter how you spice it up. Time goes by, no matter how you divvy it up or don't divvy it up. But from our perspective, from non-human perspective, this reality is there and time is there, and but numerically and from a human perspective, 11 days vanished from history on paper. But this paper has those and integrates them back into reality. So we didn't lose any time. I don't know why that's important, but it's just what it does. So I'm always keeping keeping it in mind that we're actually on October 10th right now. If I said August, then please disregard. I have a habit of saying something that are not correct. I said, the last video I said August, this is October. October 10th is October 23rd. Because Julian calendar is 13 days behind. Now, if we lost 11 days, I don't know where those 2 extra days went. Maybe that was just accumulation. That was further drift from the time. It does lose some additional minutes each year. It does drift further each year. So what I read is that the Julian calendar is off by 13 days for quite a while, because it only loses a few minutes per year, I think, or something like that. With less than an hour each year. No, maybe I think it's just a few minutes. But anyway, it's good for the next 100 years. It's good from 1905 until the year 100 to 2199, I think, 2200. I mean, just none of us are going to be around by the time it's going to change. So basically, 13 days is maybe in the year 20. We're in 2099. So the year 2099. I mean, that's 2099 is in over 70 years from now. 75 years from now. We're in 2025. So, yeah, that's another 74 years from now. So, but, and then it will be maybe 14 days away. But anyway, the Julian calendar is here and the Dafyomi calendar is here. And today we have entered the new Mercury cycle. Now I call it Mercury. Excuse me for a moment. I'll pause it. Let it call in. Okay, back. Forgot where I left off before the break, but had to take that call. Right, today's the first day. It was a Mercury calendar. Now I stopped calling it the Mercury calendar because of the association with different mythological deities, and so it's based on planet Mercury, but there's a lot of information about the planet Mercury that's mysterious. But what's published, if you look up Mercury, you'll find that its orbit around the sun is about 88 of our Earth days, and which is not 3 months basically. So there's 4 of these mercurial, so to speak, years in an Earth year, and so it's 3 months. 88 is almost 90 days, it's basically 3 months. And so every time we pass through a whole cycle, it's I went through a whole year. So can you imagine August/Av was a year ago. In terms of, if you see it from a mercurial point of view, that was a year ago. So Tisha B'Av was a year ago, even though it was only 3 months ago. Okay? That 9 days period was a whole year ago in mercurial consciousness. And that's what it means to pass by this whole cycle. And now we're starting a new one. The new cycle starts Cheshvan/November. We are just about to start November, and we have 1 week left of, about a week left of October. But basically we're about to start November, and we have started Cheshvan today. And so that's so it's 8. The number is 8, and of course the coordinates are very simply A1 is 8, and that's the lunar calendar. Is right here. It says Rosh Chodesh right here. Now it's only Rosh Chodesh in this corner in dispensation 3. There's 3 dispensations. We're in 3 dispensations now. We're in dispensation 3, and there is no 4th dispensation. The 4th dispensation, after passing 3, it's done. The whole calendar is done. So that would be, God willing, and we'll see what happens, but springtime, meaning after Passover, around the Omer time, the Omer counting time, next year, will be the completion of the 14-year development of this calendar. And who knows what will happen then, but basically, so in dispensation 3, all of what are known as the fixed months start the cycle. And in dispensation 2, all of the cardinal months start the cycle. And dispensation 1, all of the mutable months start the cycle. And I'll explain what those months are at a different time. But 8, 48, 88, it goes up by 40s. That's how these boxes are calculated. 128, 168, 208. There we go. 208, I just got a call from 28 area code as I was talking about that. So in this calendar, 208 actually equals 8. 8 equals 208, 408, 2,000,008. It's all just 40 that goes up. Okay, that's in terms of the lunar, but the solar, it's October 23rd. So then we are in 10-day twilight 3. We're still in this 10-day twilight period. We haven't yet completed the cycle. It will complete the cycle when it hits November 1st, again, which will be right here.